All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I start, all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well and taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations unto the brothers pushing his word in truth and in sincerity. And in this lesson, man, I want to be going over the battle between the flesh and the spirit, and how we're supposed to be constantly battling the flesh, all right, and letting tapping into the spirit, okay, because you could either do two things, man. You could either tap into the flesh or tap into the spirit, all right. But hey, man, being these chains of darkness, we're subject to this immortal, wicked flesh, all right. But we are to do the best, to the best of our ability, man, to the best of our ability, to constantly fight the flesh and to let the spirit, overpower the flesh, man. All right, because the things of the flesh are always what? They're always, they're always going to be bad for you, man. All right, the flesh wants to have a bad diet. The flesh, doesn't want to work. The flesh doesn't want to do the work of the Lord. Okay? So being in the flesh is horrible, man. A lot of things that are pleasing to the flesh are wicked, man. All right, that's why looking at another man's wife is pleasant to this wicked flesh, right? Eating pork is pleasant to this wicked flesh. All right, so on and so forth, man. All right, and that's why we have to fight this flesh. All right, and so that the spirit could overpower the flesh, man. This is Galatians chapter 5. And verse 16, it says, "This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would." Okay, so the flesh, it lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. It says that they're contrary the one to the other. So just like oil and water, all right, oil and water do not mix. No matter, no matter how hard you try to, mix, pure water and pure oil, it's not going to mix. That's the same thing with the flesh and the spirit. The flesh and the spirit, they do not mix, man. All right, so you cannot, bind the two. All right, you cannot bind them. All right, a perfect example is like these other Hebrew Israelite camps out here that like to bring the world, the ways of this world into this truth, and that just doesn't mix, man. You cannot mix this holy thing of ours, all right, of the heavens, with this wicked ass place, America, man. Ain't no way that it could ever, it doesn't make sense. That's confusion. All right? That is confusion. So just understand that, man, that the flesh and the spirit are contrary. Verse 18, "But if ye be led of the spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in the time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai." So it just listed all these attributes that go along with the flesh, you know. And amen, going back to the point that if you're in the flesh, all these wicked things are going to be pleasant to you. Verse 27, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. All right. So, amen. We have to walk in the Spirit. All right. The things of the Spirit, like I just listed, man. All right. And faith is a big one, man. Faith is a big attribute for someone that is in the Spirit. All right. That faith is what? Going out to the highways and byways. All right. Putting up these lessons. All right. Sacrificing our time for this thing, man. All right. That's us having faith, man. Okay. That's us having faith that if we're doing these, the Lord is going to repay us, man. And he will. And that's the faith, man. All right. And your faith is backed up by your works. So if you don't have works, you don't have faith, man. All right. But faith is a big part, a big attribute of somebody that is in the Spirit, man. All right. Let's go ahead and grab Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9 and verse 14. It says, for the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices are but uncertain. All right, it says what? The thoughts of mortal men, all right, are miserable. That's why we can't be in the flesh. Because being in the flesh means you're tapping into that mortal man. All right. It says for the corruptible body presses down the soul. The corruptible body presses down the soul. Hey, these bodies are a bitch, man. All right, these bodies are fucking, man. It really is a fight, man. Hey, yes, you have great enemies out here like Esau, Edom. All right, the Israelite woman, these 2/3, these heathens. Fucking everybody's our enemies, man. All right, except the brotherhood. Okay, and those that believe on the message of the 144K, right? All right, Salakia. But hey, your actual true number one enemy, all right, is yourself, man, is your flesh. That's your real enemy, man. That's your enemy number one. Okay? And we must conquer our flesh, which is our number one enemy, first before we could even, all right, be able to be up against our other enemies, man. Okay, it says what? And the earthly tabernacle weighed down the mind that museth upon many things. All right. So hey, man, this flesh is a motherfucker, man. All right, man. It really does weigh you down. That's why we have to constantly pray that the Lord keeps us in the Spirit. All right, that He takes not His Spirit away from us. Okay, because amen, being in the flesh is only wickedness, depression. It's being miserable. Okay, yeah, so on and so forth, man. But this is the battle that we've been called to, man. We must fight the flesh. This is Job 38 and verse 3. It says, gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. All right, so we are to gird up our loins like a man. All right, and that's what a man does. A man fights. All right, a man gets up and has something or someone to conquer. Every single day we wake up, man, we got to conquer ourselves, man. Every single day. It's folly, man. You know? It's folly that that you know, the wickedness that this flesh, you know, comes up with, man. All right, it's folly. So why would you want to be in the flesh if all it produces is folly, man? And folly brings to what? Folly brings to shame. Folly brings to you know, displeasing the Lord, which that's the number one thing. You don't want to displease the Lord, man. You're either pleasing the Lord or you're upsetting him, man. And if you're pleasing the Lord, he's going to give you salvation. All right, give you the desires of your heart, which is your mind. You know, he's gonna care for you. He's gonna take care of you. But if you displease him, all right, the exact opposite, man. He's going to bring harsh judgments upon you, man. All right, you know, he's going to, you know, have all these curses, all these evil things come upon you, man. All right, heavy curses upon you, man. All right. So that's why we must what? Pick up our cross and follow Yahushua. It's in Matthew 10 and 38. It says, and he that taketh, and this is the words of Yahushua speaking, man. It says, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. All right. So if you're not picking up your cross, which part of that cross is what? Fighting your flesh. Okay. Obviously, the flesh doesn't want to pick up a cross, man. It's too heavy. It'd rather be comfortable, chilling. All right. But nevertheless, our spirits, our minds is what's pushing the flesh, man. All right. And we must do that to follow Yahushua. Bear whatever comes upon us for following Yahushua. All right. We must endure that so that we can be a disciple of Yahushua. So that we can be saved in time of trouble. All right. But if we don't pick up our cross, okay, if we don't do what's necessary, which is fighting the flesh and picking up our cross, then amen. We're not worthy of this thing, man. Hey, the Lord is looking for soldiers, man. All right. The Lord is looking for soldiers, man. All right. Hey, in this thing, we're fighting for Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. He's our, you know, our military commander, so to speak. and us as soldiers, we must, you know, get up every day, train, so that we could be meat for the battle. All right, just imagine someone's in the military. You know, the soldiers are in the military, but they're slacking off. All right, they're eating burgers and pizza and pop every single day. You know, they might go exercise once throughout the week. You know, so on and so forth, man. Hey, that soldier is gonna get fucking booted out, man. That soldier's gonna, you know, he's not meat for the battle. He's not fit for the day that you know. Okay, so that's why us being in this truth, hey, we have to be ready for the marriage, man. All right, we have to be prepared. So we're training now. We're fighting the flesh now every single day, man. Okay. And, you know, that's basically the point. All right, that's basically the point. I wanted to grab this as well, Hebrews chapter 12, because I mentioned that, you know, what you know, because his flesh just wants to, you know, be comfortable, sit around. You know, doesn't want to be in predicaments. All right. But in order for us to make it to salvation, to make it to the kingdom on the first go around, so that we won't taste of the second death, hey, we have to do what's necessary of us, man. And that's what? Fighting the flesh. And how do we fight the flesh? Is through the spirit, man. Just like Yahushua, man. What got him through what he had to go through. In his mind, he was motivating himself through the spirit of what was to come after this, man. We're not doing this just for nothing. All right, we're not hazarding our lives for Yahushua for nothing. We're not going out to the highways and byways for nothing. We're not doing these videos for nothing. We're not sacrificing our time when we could be doing anything but to do the things of the spirit for nothing, man. We're doing this so that because of the reward that's at the end, man. And that's what Yahushua's mind was. Hebrews 12 and I'll start at verse 1. It says, wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh. All right, so that was Yahushua's mindset right there. It says, for the joy that was set before him. All right. So we must also as well be in that same mindset, man. Hey, Yahushua is our, he's the one that we look up to, man. Right? He's the ultimate Jake, man in general that has walked this earth. He's the one that we ultimately look up to, man. He is the perfect way to be, man. If you want to be anybody in this world, if you look up to anybody and want to be anybody in this world, hey, look up to Yahushua, man. and do the things that Yahushua did, man. And which was this right here, man. All right. Think about what's to come, not think about now, man. Don't think about the now. Think about the future. The scriptures say how does it go? Basically, the wise man, dang, how does it go? I want to see if I can pull it up. Foreseeth the evil. That's the only thing I can remember right now. Yep, Proverbs 22:3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil, which is what all these coming dangers, prophesied in the Bible, like the Jacob's trouble, all right, those ballistic missiles, or cannibalism, or food shortages, okay, hey, everything, man, all of that, nothing but evil is coming to this place, man. All right, so what we want to be saved, man, from that, but that's only for the prudent man, because he sees that that's coming, so he's gonna prepare himself, man, and he prepares himself right now. It says a prudent man foresees the evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. All right, the simple pass on and are punished, man. All right, these 2/3 out here, they're just gonna pass on. They're gonna get punished, man. Okay. But the wise man, which is to be prudent, all right, is to foresee something, man. It's to be wise. This is a quick definition on vocabulary.com. It says prudent is an adjective that means showing careful, sensible, and wise judgment in practical matters. So someone that's prudent is showing wise judgment, man. And that's ultimately only going to be the 144K and the large multitude, man, the elect. All right, so Lord, this is a quick and edifying lesson. Hey, we got to keep fighting the flesh, man. All right, hey, keep fighting the flesh. do what the flesh doesn't want to do. All right, because when you're comfortable, that's where your life goes downhill, man. When you get too comfortable where you're at, all right, when you want to be comfortable, that's when you start, degrading. That's when you start, dying, man, physically and spiritually. So that's why we must continue to fight the flesh and be in the spirit. So Lord, this was an edifying